Up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, and today I just want to take maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, have a Sunday talk. First of all, my thoughts goes out to Dynas, search for a Huru. I definitely hope, you definitely get better, and cause that's some serious shit. Getting, COVID-19. So I definitely hope you get better. So I just wanted to put that out there first. Definitely go to search for Huru on his Instagram and just give him your thoughts. Seriously, because that's some serious shit. Now, as far as what I want to talk about in this video, I was on the Art of It more, and I didn't even realize he was in Raleigh, which is cool. There's actually quite a few YouTubers that are actually out here. Now we count. It's about what, 4 now, so that's actually really good. But we were talking about real estate. We were talking about opportunities, and I'm not talking, because here's the thing: we can talk about big opportunities like real estate, but everybody's not there yet to move, like as far as to make shit happen. So you have to kind of dial down to what levels they're at to make shit happen. And I actually have something that's coming up that can actually put people in a position to actually get something done. So stay tuned for that for the next couple of weeks, because I got something that, man, this shit can really rock, and it can really put some money in folks' pockets. And it's something that's beyond easy to do. It'll sound hypey or whatever, but it's very powerful. And it can really pave the way for a lot of what people are doing. In fact, I may talk about that later. But for right now, what I want to talk about is the need as a black man. Here's the thing. The one thing our women are always taught is our women are taught this, get your independence, get your independence. You shouldn't need no man. Because what they're really essentially saying is the worst thing that a woman can do is submit to authority of a man, particularly a black man. This is what they're taught. This is what they're imprinted with psychologically. And it is what it is. But one thing on the flip side is black men are never really taught that. Now, it's not enforced. It's just, you're just there. And it's not the need and the urgency of you needing to come into your manhood is never really there. The women are not prioritizing it, and if you don't have a father, he's not there. He's not going to do that. Or it's a stepfather, well, you may not respect, because that dude is just a nigga that's really just there, right? A lot of the times, and we all know this happens. This is not debatable, so I'm not here to debate that. My point is, when you're in your 20s, and I would really say 18. But you're not really going to come into that. It's not realistic to think 18-year-olds are really going to come into the shit until maybe minimum 21, 22. Your priority needs to be to put yourself in a position to where you don't need nobody and nobody can't tell you shit. And looking back, what career you choose, what pathway you go, really needs to be predicated on that. It needs to be so when you look at, see, man, if you would have talked to me a long time ago, I would have said I'm never. I understand the value of the military, but I'm never joining it, because quite frankly, I didn't have a lot of information about. There's different levels of joining the military. There's different, and I'm not here to like promote the military, and I'm not in the military. So better people, I leave that people like Fantastic and other people. But my point is, Marcus Brown is who I'm thinking about. And he's 35 years old. He turned 35 in basic, so he waited till the absolute last. He didn't wait till last minute, but he got in right at the last second to where he could do it, and he went into the I think it's the Navy Reserve, whatever, but it's like part-time. So he's doing it part-time. And he's gonna sell out. I know it's a hell of a time to sell out. But the point is, there's degrees by which you can do things. And when I look at the opportunities that really I could have had, that were right there, that I could have picked up, because a lot of black men, they don't really know what they can do. They don't know really what's available. There is no menu list of what's available and just pick something and go. Because our fucking counselors fucking suck and they're garbage. They really will tell you go to college, and if you don't go to college, nothing matters. They don't tell you you have community school. They don't tell you you can go to truck driving school and get your CDLs. They don't tell you you can go to military, and these are the levels of the military. If you're very smart, you can go to, if you plan on going to college, you go to ROTC. You can go to, wait, even when it comes to going to college, they don't give you all the pathways by which you can go to school. And you don't even got to be like have a great GPA to do that. Even if you just graduate, you could really just go into community school, community college, and then if you do, you take your shit seriously and do well in community college. They don't even look at what you did in high school. They look at actually what you did in community school. So if you have or you fucked up in high school and you got to take prerequisites, you can get all that shit done at a very low key price. And keep in mind, I'm talking about shit. That's shit you should be doing between 18 and 22 anyway. But my point is, you got CDLs, you got opportunities when it comes to if your credit is, if you keep not only getting good credit, but how to build good credit between 18, 19, and like 21. You know, this is how people are able to get these houses early. Things like NACA programs that everybody thinks in order to get a house, you got to have a down payment. That's actually not true. There's programs that you don't have to do that. NACA's one of them, but banks have it as well. So if you look at a house that's like $129, you've heard me mention that what Indians will do. And keep in mind, they don't use things like the NACA program to do this, but now that I'm thinking they could. What Indians will do is they will get a townhome and they will own a townhome. And then what happens is they'll bring in two other Indians dudes, and they all maybe make it like 60 or 70,000 because they came out of school. And one person may own the home, but the other two maybe just passing through because they're doing maybe 1 year, 2 years, so they can go back to a more a graduate school. And dude is making money off of the fact that they're there and they're in a townhome that's like 250, 270, which is pretty good out here, which is pretty high out here, which is higher for a townhome. But you can actually get the same townhome out here for like well, not the same. You can get one for like $150,000, $55,000. I've seen them as low. I've seen them lower than that, right? I'm talking about right now. If I go and search my area, and the thing about it is, you could have that same setup. Now, some people say, "Well, I don't have a down payment." Well, if you go through a program called the NACA program, type in NACA your city, it'll come up, and then just go to the site. Um, you could actually create that same situation minus the down payment, and you could actually pay down your interest rate to the point where that's actually cutting into your interest rate. Each point of your interest rate is like $100 a month that you're paying for, like throughout a life of a 30-year fixed loan. So you can get to the point where you can live a place and you could actually live somewhere rent free and probably be making $200 if you're willing to have roommates. Now, see, I'm 33. I don't really want to do that, but I could do it. And if I was younger, I wouldn't have had an issue with that. This is not even to mention if you got siblings. Because see, I'm in a situation where if I wanted to bring in a roommate, I would just bring in my younger brother that's like 23. Because at least I know what his bullshit is. So my point is, even if you can't see something because you don't have the information, this is what older people can do for you. Like, I don't know everything about credit, but I would reach out to somebody like an Erica Shata Williams for it, or I would buy a product from Glenn and Cameron. It's about setting yourself up, and this is not just for younger people because, like Marcus joined the Navy Reserve at 35, and a lot of people, let's say you're somebody and you don't really know what you want to do, but you're in a situation knowing like I gotta do something. I can't just be, I can't get to 40 and I don't have a career. I don't have skills. I'm not kind of like down a road on a path. There's still options for y'all because as you get older, you start to think like you get 25, 26, you start to think, man, by the time I get out of college, I'm going to be 30, I'm going to be in debt. Excuse me. So you start wanting to do shit or you want shit to be quick. Excuse me, man. Fucking allergies. So it's levels to that. And any of y'all that have heard me talk, y'all know when it comes to talking about this shit, I go into a certain mode that's a little bit different than the mode I talk about when I'm talking about what these bitches ain't doing. Because I'm very passionate about that. It's like what people, that's why motherfuckers love to talk about self improvement as far as getting your fucking abs showing and your body right. Because they want, because you need to have a certain aesthetic to attract these chicks. And I'm like, man, these chicks ain't fucking with you, fuck them. This is what I always say, nigga. It's get your shit together. But if bitches are not fucking with you, get fuck with who fucks with you. That like as a man, if you're looking for sexual access, you need to be looking for sexual access where you can get it. I'm not talking about not having standards, but I'm talking about black women not fucking with you. Then, even if you feel like you want to fuck with black women, fuck with other races, and then the black women that will fuck with you will come. The sad part about it is there's a lot of y'all, the black women won't fuck with you until they see you with another race. Now all of a sudden they want to fuck with you because you've been validated by that other race. And because they see that other race is greater than them or they're in competition. Now they want to fuck with you because I've seen that. I've experienced that. So yeah, this is a part of doing you. But my point is, because when I focus all of this, when it comes to getting your shit together, it's about what you can do and what you will do. And it's also about quality of life. Quality of life is your time freedom, how much money you're making. So, money, time freedom, your health, and your relationships. And when I say relationships, that's with women, that's also business relationships, the value of the plurality of relationships, even familiar relationships, the quality of that. Because as humans, we interact with other people. So what are you getting out of that shit like that? So anyway, going back to what I was talking about, we're not taught that. And the shit and the sad part is the shit is out there. Like everything is like rotating now because everything's in flux. This is like a timeout. And this is an opportunity in the next, whether this is going to happen again in a winter or whatever, this is an opportunity. This is like a lifetime opportunity if you're in a position of taking advantage of it. And I know everybody's in a different situation. Some folks got laid off. A lot of folks got laid off, and they may not have a lot of income coming in. I happen to be in a situation where because of the nature of the stuff I deal with, whether it's in my 9 to 5 job or it's my digital shit, that everything is done digitally. Like I literally am working from home with my 9 to 5 job using shit like Microsoft Teams and shit like that. So this really, and based on the client that I have, this doesn't stop shit at what I'm doing, So because my client is still generating revenue, because they generate revenue, the way they generate revenue, they're getting their money. That's all I got to say. And this isn't stopping anything for us. And if anything, this actually can accelerate an app that they've already been producing. And this is actually a great opportunity to build that app, for them to build the subscribership for that app. So the shit that I'm doing does not stop. So I'm in a really good opportunity to where when that stimulus check and shit comes, that ain't nothing but money I'm going to pocket. But for a lot of y'all, if y'all in position where y'all still employed, that money can be an opportunity. Also, when you think of cars have never been cheaper, you know, houses are going to go down, interest rates are going to go down. So if you get your, like, I'm not even going to lie, it's probably a good opportunity to pay off some debts. Because there's a lot of places where it's like, okay, we need, if them stimulus checks are coming, they need to try to offer some deals to get access to money, like these collections agencies. So this is the time that if you got like things on your debt that you're trying to get handled, this is an opportunity to do that. This is actually a really great. So being so part. This is another thing I want to. So yeah, there's a lot of shit out there, and I'm gonna be honest. This is what, especially now that kind of like my channel has been shadow banned. Like if you take like the shit that Rashida Schrober was talking about, women, you don't give a fuck shit about what she's talking about. You really don't. That's some shit that's some the talk that she's talking is loser fucking talk. That's why she always has to separate herself from her movement because she wants to avoid what's called the ugly girl argument. She doesn't want to be seen as I'm complaining because I can't get the she don't want because all these women they think they're like just the shit. So at the end of the day, when we I engage in it as a thought experiment, but real talk, if you're a black man and you got your shit like where you need to be to get the outcomes you want to get, what they're saying doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, they're never talking about what they can give to get. They're only talking about what they can get and then they may give. It's not that point because the ball is in your court, it's not in their court. Even with this like rise of OnlyFans and shit like that. Exactly, Marcus. Well, that's what Karajan said. But going back to the celebrate not tolerate, I don't even care about being celebrated. Go where you're given a fair shake. Fuck with who fucks with you. Whether you're light skinned, dark skinned, whether you're tall, short, everybody like it is your job to basically interact with people enough to where you figure out who fucks with you. A lot of y'all think there's virtue in only dealing with black women. And the reality of the situation is, I'm not saying for you to deal with them or not deal with them, but what I am saying is, you're not supposed, it's not your job to convince them to like you. That's not your fucking job. I see a lot of black men, as far as YouTubers, that are big in the anime field, not just black men, but they're big in the anime field and they're happy. They're around motherfuckers that fuck with them. And what people want to do is they want to bring white supremacy into the shit, or they want to bring, and look, don't be goofy. You can be goofy dealing with non-black people and be goofy about dealing with black people. Like, I don't agree with being goofy no matter who the fuck you're dealing with. And what happens is a lot of black people will look at non-black people from the premise of grass is always greener, or they'll be like, okay, as long as I'm away from black people because black people are the problem or black women are the problem, I'm good. No, there's fuckery everywhere. But what I'm saying is every fuckery is different. And the shit that we deal with in the black community is unique. The disposition of disrespect off jump, that shit is some unique shit. It really is. So anyway, going back, these dudes, they're in the geekdom community and they're not geeks, but whatever. They're happy where they are. And I've seen there's black couples that do that shit too. So that's not, but what I'm saying is they are in the lane that they benefit from. And that is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to sit here and say, well, I'm trying to be pro-black. So my idea of being pro-black, I can't say that I'm pro-black if I'm not only fucking black women. I don't give a fuck about what any of these niggas say. And that includes, I fuck with Jason Black, but Jason Black ain't gonna tell me if I say that black women don't like me, I wish the fuck he would tell me some shit about what the fuck I need to do to get my shit together and on point, just to convince some females. Shout out to O'Shea that they willing to fuck a gay nigga and marry a gay nigga because problem? Hell no. I'm fucking shopping around with what the fuck who the fuck fucks with me. That's it. That's it. There is no conversation. There is no well, being pro. No. Pro black is like a corporation, meaning what are you investing? If you're not investing, putting fucking a bitch and having kids with a bitch ain't investing shit. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. And that's the problem. You got too many niggas that they feel like there's very little difference. Like I always tell people, what makes somebody pro-gay? What makes somebody in the LGBT movement? We already know sexual preference. Okay, so why is it in the black community? In the black community, it's like you can't be for your people unless you're exclusively fucking with ADOS black men. women, because that's the rules that they're really trying to set now. And it doesn't matter if you like. It's like now your preference for black women is really what predicates what makes you pro black or not. And you know that's what it is because that's what it always dials back to. You have to prove that you want only black women and gas black women. That's why if you don't believe me, go to any Instagram like pro black hashtag, melanin popping or melanin, or even the black business ones. Even with the black men, they're edifying women. So you got the women edifying themselves. Black girls rock, black girl magic, black girl this, black girl that. Then you got the men that are saying black women only, wearing shirts called black women only and this and that. And they're associating black business with pretty much black gynocracy. It's all about the woman. It's all about her and her fucking ego. I've seen whole conferences in some of the industries that I'm in where when they, and I'm not even talking about some, I'm talking most. When you advertise the conference, it ain't nothing but women on the conference. Like on everything, it's just women. And I'm like, and I had a woman once, she asked me, well, I don't see a lot of dudes here. Have you seen the promotional material? Well, yeah. Have you ever seen a dude on it? Well, I didn't think about it that way. Exactly. The fact that you didn't even think about it speaks fucking volumes. And half the time, these women ain't even necessarily getting you to where the fuck you want to go. If it wasn't ordained for pastors to be men in churches, the church would be nothing but women. And then they talk about where the men at. These are not spaces that are for men because the women have kind of established that. Y'all just expect the motherfuckers to show up because y'all got a vagina. And these are, don't even get me started on that shit. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying men need shit to validate them, but this idea, you have to attract what you want. And if you want investment or you want male investment, it can't be well, y'all just come in on this bitch on some drone shit because pussy's here. So that's why these dudes are going to show the fuck up. That's not how that works, especially in business. This is why most black men, when they go to a lot of conferences, they're going to the bigger conferences. They're not going to the black only conferences because there's no real point unless you're specifically target black women. Because a lot of the dudes, when you go to these conferences, they got a lot of gynocratic views of shit. So it's not really anybody you can establish a true relationship with as far as business. You just because they are very gynocratic minded. And some of these business groups and shit that I've seen, they don't even know it. And the money reinforces that because, like I said, the American economy is a lot more amenable to our women than it is black men. So my point to saying that is, at the end of the day, you're on your own, and the dudes that you really, it's not about not working with women, but it's about really understanding the dynamics of the environment that you're in and knowing how to navigate that. Like, I look at myself like a double agent because I'm always around black women. And if I were to really, this is why I've never understood dudes have this need to project red pill information to females. Black women are not capable of handling red pill information. Hell, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You would do better talking to white women about red pill shit than black women. White women are way more capable of handling red pill information than actually black women are. Because black women have another step that they have to take, which is understanding that a lot of the shit they complain about, they contribute to. Because black women have to always be the fucking victim. Versus, and the red pill shit that we talk about really proves that that's not true. So at the end of the day, they psychologically, we're not talking about people like Kendra and people like that. There's a couple that see the shit for what it is. That's why I always tell you 20% to 80%. But most of these women, they are not capable of good. And I mean it when I say this. And I'm not saying they're dumb, but I'm saying they are not psychologically capable of going where you need to go. Because there's too many feelings. There's too many emotional, mental walls that you got to hop through to do that. It's like doing like a pole vault. When you got to take that stick and hop all the way around and you barely get over. But not even knowing that that's what the stick is for, that's how you get over. So you have dudes, and I'm seeing an increase in this where they're literally like thinking, oh well, now that I have the right information, if I present this to my girl, we can have a better relationship. No, nigga, no. The truth is, you will never have a absolute complete. Number one thing about you will never have absolute trust with the female because she'll never absolutely trust you unless she's on some cult like shit. And some of y'all can break and get a bitch to that point, sure. But at the end of the day, half of y'all are not gonna respect the chick that you get to that point. Cause then y'all gonna be looking to fuck the next bitch. Cause it's gonna be an era of desperation. And damn sure a black woman ain't gonna get to that point. This is why the men that they do like absolutely submit to are dudes that are generally bad for them because they're not submitting to the dude's authority. They're really submitting to their own lust, which is a different thing. And a lot of these dudes don't really catch that. So a lot of y'all that want to have this think y'all can get this what's called 100% trust and love with the female. That shit's stupid. Now what's up? So anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all with this for now. I may jump back on, but yeah, you gonna start seeing me talk a lot more about actionable shit. So anyway, peace out, y'all.